Fantastic. Aaron Davis, welcome to the first episode of Cut to the Chase on Zoom. Not by choice, right? Not by choice.
Not by choice, Diego, that's for sure.
And well, we are today about a week into the lockdowns. I think there was about 60 cases today. So I think we might do a few more of these on Zoom.
Unfortunately, yes, Diego, it's here to stay for the short to medium term, isn't it?
That's right. So let's talk strategy. Let's actually talk about what we are doing, but what other agents can do as well in a market that is still operating, it's still bubbling, and it's up to us, individual people, to do what we're going to do and make the most out of a situation that, hey, we're forced to be in, right? So first things first, how do you spend your days at the moment?
Well, the key for me is staying motivated, right? Because that little fella on your shoulder starts talking negatively real fast, and I'm over watching Netflix. I found myself in the first 2 days, it was a novelty, binge watching Netflix going, I don't have to wake up at 5:30 anymore, but I've snapped out of that real fast. So my standard protocol that keeps me, it's like those success routines, right? Get up, go for a bike ride or a cycle, come back, have a good breakfast, sit down and start doing my core activities for the day. As you know, the auctions have been really, really hot at the moment. Investors are out there buying sight unseen. So just dealing with all that. Then next week for me is, rightio, what can I do to sharpen the tool shed with skills around scripts and dialogues and business planning. So when we come out of COVID, hit the ground running. You know, I truly believe, Diego, that we're going to be in this for, at least another 3 weeks. I hope I'm wrong, but level 4, level 3. And what's going to happen in that time? Some people, it's half empty, half full. Make your decision up, because for those that are half empty, there's a lot of people that are going to want to sell. There's a lot of listings out there at the moment that are going to run over that 90 days. And man, if you're approaching people now, coming into level 3 and 2, you can pick it up second time round and get some momentum and grab market share. Because why would you ever want to waste this lockdown? But a lot of people will waste it.
That's right. And I think if I go back at thinking what we did the first time that we were in lockdown, and we knew from the outset it was going to be 4 to 5, 6 weeks. I remember that. And I remember talking to you, and we decided that we were going to do our absolute best to come back on the other side and our business actually improving. And it did, didn't it? And obviously the market was really good and all of that, but I remember spending every day minimum 3 hours calling people. And I divided it, and I'm doing this at the moment as well. I'm divided in 2 sessions, an hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half in the afternoon. In the morning, I call my vendors. I call the people that might be coming on the market soon, right? So those are, I guess, database calls, if that you might want to call them that way. So meaningful conversation, because people got a lot of questions. They want to know what's happening. They want to know what, the strategy around the circumstances that we live in and all of that. And in the afternoon, I call buyers that I've met over the last few years at open homes. And I basically just offered a free digital appraisal. And we talked about this in the previous podcast, so I'm not going to replicate the script here, but it's basically very straightforward. You've been to one of my open homes a few years ago. I'm assuming you've bought by now. Would you like me to give a free digital appraisal? Because I've got a lot of time on my hands, so they don't feel guilty. And so it basically generates conversation. And that's the way that I sort of divide morning and afternoon. And then I fill it in with 2 kids and a dog and a house that it's always a mess.
But also, this is a time, and I love it. I was waiting for you to breathe in, Diego. It's also a time to evaluate and go, because in the past, auctioneering real estate it's that treadmill that you get on and you keep on. It's one situation, one auction from one to the next. This is a good chance to sit back and do the important stuff, not the urgent stuff. So the big thing for me now, that when I get all these auctions sorted this week, is around training and things, is also is planning around what I'm going to be doing with my business. Because when we come out of lockdown, the bank balance is going to be weaker, and you're going to have some momentum, that spring rush running into Christmas, and man, you got to hit the ground running, right? Hustling hard.
That's right. And I think what we can talk about next time, Davis, is some strategies around what to do in the time that we have, because this time is going to be priceless and hopefully it's not going to be repeated again. But what I mean by that is take advantage of the time that we have. There is a lot that we can do with websites, social media, doing those things that we never have time for. So I'm going to come up with a bit of a list of what I did the first time around last year in level 4, because the business for me almost doubled in those few months after the level 4. But I did put a lot of time and energy in databasing, in polishing up the website, the social media, the branding. So perhaps the next episode we can talk about this. But hey, for the time being, just spend the time on the phone creating conversation, because a lot of people want to know how to navigate the real estate market, not just now, but straight after lockdown. Because like you say, you're at home, you're stuck at home. A lot of time people not living their dream house, and it's perhaps the seed get planted in their head that maybe they want to have a bigger house and a bigger yard, better views, whatever they might be.
And start thinking. Take time to think. See you soon, Diego. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Thank you, Davis. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
See you next time. Bye.